Thai island property is one of those ideas that looks simple from a distance. You see a quiet island, a place near the sea, and a price that does not seem completely insane, and before long you start asking the question, could we have a small base here? But in Thailand, that question is never just about price. Foreigners cannot legally own land. Nominee company crackdowns are all over the news. Building on an island is more expensive, of course, and even if you do find something that looks affordable, you still have to ask who owns it, what rights you really have, and who deals with the place when you're not here. Today I've come to Koh Mak to take a closer look at this. We're going to be looking at what's actually available here on the island. We'll be speaking to Arthur, who is a Thai-German real estate agent. He lives and works here on the island and can give us a lot more detail. And I'll try to answer the question that most people should probably ask before they get carried away. Are you buying freedom here, or are you buying yourself a massive headache? When I first arrived in Thailand 16 years ago, Koh Chang was the first island that I visited, and I've been visiting every year since then, sometimes 3 or 4 times a year. And it's in these recent years that I thought about actually getting a place on Koh Chang. Then I got to thinking about the surrounding islands. Today I'm here on Koh Mak, but you also have Koh Kud in the area. There are a number of surrounding islands here, and it got me to thinking, what are the property prices on these islands for a small, holiday home? Nothing too elaborate, just somewhere to stay when we make one of our many excursions here, either when I come alone or with family. This is really a bit of an exploration and a learning experience for me as well. I really don't know what to expect, but one thing I have been surprised at is as you drive around on the motorbike in Koh Mak, there are lots of signs up saying land for sale, land for rent. So on our journey of discovery, this is one of the properties that we found, and it's a cafe known as the Chill Cafe, or formerly the Chill Cafe. It's approximately 100 square wa, which works out to about 400 square meters, and is not officially on sale, but Damo, I've got a Thai friend here that told us about it and said that it will be on sale soon. It includes the building, and obviously you have the restaurant set up here. It's not a huge plot, but as I said before, if you ever to consider this, I don't think you need like rise of land on an island. What is preferable is more so just having like a little house built. Probably not even much bigger than this restaurant here. But it is quite close to the main hub, if you could say there's a main hub in Koh Mak. That's why they opened it as a cafe, no doubt. And so it could in the future be quite developed and busy, and it may not necessarily what you want to be for a couple. You might want to knock this down, start again, recycle what you can, and maybe wall it in and build yourself a nice island villa that could then be rented out Airbnb. But you probably have to get somebody like our guy here who lives on the island to look after it for you. Now, we've all seen the trouble in the news recently. Foreigners setting up Thai companies with Thai nationals as majority shareholders on paper to effectively control land they can't legally own. It's been going on for years, mainly because the estate agents told people that this was simply the way it was done. But now it's being actively enforced. Raids, arrests, forced sales and criminal prosecutions. It's no longer a grey area. But as is the case with us, if you are in a genuine marriage, the land can be bought in your wife's name as her asset for her and your children, provided it was purchased with her personal funds. And you as a foreigner can register a superficies agreement with her, which gives you the right to use and occupy the building. So the legitimate options are leasehold, which is a registered 30-year right to occupy and use the land, superficies, which gives you the right to build and own structures on the land, and usufruct, which gives you the right to use the land itself. These are the actual legal frameworks for how foreigners can have a place here. Of course, you need a proper lawyer, not just somebody trying to sell you the plot. So Arthur, you are Thai-German, an estate agent here on Koh Mak. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about Koh Mak, the island itself. Is it becoming popular now for people to come and buy here? Or?
It is getting more and more, because before there wasn't much land available, but now it's starting getting to be available. The island families are going through generation change, and this is why the younger generations prefer to be in the cities and mainland, do not want to be in the island. And they're going to inherit the land, and this is something they don't want to have as an asset because taxes are high, you have to take care, and
Are you seeing more foreigners coming over here looking for places, or?
Well, yeah, a lot of people are coming to look. they have this misconception that they, it's a holiday home. They fell in love in the island because it's still underdeveloped, a hidden gem, and they feel like they found something. So they like to go around, just walk on some property, like I want to buy this land, and this is such a no-go. Okay. Like you do not go into 3-generation property and point at the family heirloom. It's like, I want to buy this. You have to be sensitive, respectful. They will look at you. Do you fit on the island? Do you belong here? You cannot be too flashy or extravagant about things because they like the quiet here. So
it's not about a multi-millionaire coming in and doing a big development and building a complex or building a pool villa, that kind of thing.
Yeah, some tacky gold 3-story house. You cannot do this. Like, sometimes they will even look at the project you planned and say no. Of course, if you get the land or the lease, you can do whatever you want, but they will screen you for sure. Mm-hmm. And they will ask people who know them, referrals, and yeah.
And so how do you deal with it as an estate agent? Do you have to screen people as well? And are you connected with people on the island here? Or?
This is 90% of my job. My mother is Thai, my father is German. I can relate to both cultures, so code switching is my biggest asset about this. I only started 2 years ago.
Okay.
But I came by chance because I speak German and English, and people who come here are mostly German or Europeans.
The original families have some kind of German connection too, is it, or not?
Yeah, they when they started making money with the coconut plantation, they started sending their kids to study in Germany or in Switzerland, and they made friends in Germany. It's like, hey, you know what? My father has an island. Come here. Do you want to live here? Do you want to stay with us? And then this is how Comac got developed as a tourism destination.
Okay, so that's the link.
That's the link.
Yeah.
And it has been underdeveloped for many years. Like when the Lonely Planet was still the guidebook to go, they had like a small section, like I think 4 sentences, like for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing else.
How about building on the island? Is quite difficult, or
yes.
If you do get a piece of land, like how do you build out here?
I would say it's the same as the mainland, but time-wise, it's maybe 30% more, and price-wise as well. Like the prices go up. You have to bring the materials, and also there's no developer on the island. There's no construction team that's used to bigger scopes of work. If you have like special requests, like if you want to have, I know, something that's not non-standard Thai construction, you have to be on site all the time, like all the time.
The land here, is it Chenode, or is that a little bit grey? Is it a grey area?
It's Chenode.
It's Chenode.
Actually, people here have a lot of Chenode. There's no history of fake Chenodes, and because it was privately owned like generations ago, some people like look at the Chenode in the mainland and say, how do you get a Chenode for this? Is it real? And they double check, and I say, no, this is a real Chenode here. Mm-hmm. Because other islands do not give Chenodes for certain areas. Here they have it. As a foreigner, you cannot own land, you know this. So the leasehold is the safest option if you want to have it. Then there's other ways to secure like the land, like you can do a usufruct, for example, or normally people are quite reasonable here. You can do the lease and extend the lease as well. You don't have a guarantee that they extend it, but I've never heard of somebody who hasn't extended it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about overdevelopment of the island? Like, is this going to be a problem now that Comac is available on the market? Is it going to become another Koh Chang?
No, just simply no. It's like the infrastructure is too weak to, like, it's highly seasonal. The season is like really short. So if you want to come here to make a business, you're probably, you have to love the island. You can make business, you can live. I have a quite comfortable life compared to Germany, but it's a grind. We have to have some second jobs, some second income. So coming here and buying land as an investment is not as good as other markets like Phuket or where it's more, or Koh Chang, which is more stable. Mm-hmm. So you have to love the island. If you're okay with buying something here and renting it out in the high season and being here in the low season is amazing investment. But you have to sell the high season because that's where the money is. We have water shortages sometimes in the high season, So if there's more developments, there will be less water. So if there's no investment in the infrastructure water-wise, it's going to limit the housing. It's like, you're not going to buy on land where you don't have water.
Yeah. And do you live alone here? Are you married here, or?
I have a girlfriend.
Oh, here?
Yeah.
On the island?
Yeah.
And was this something you planned? Like that's where I want to go, that's where I want to end up, Koh Mak, or was it a random occurrence?
No, my mother is a long-time friend from one of the families.
Okay.
They go way back, and when the land was cheap, like really cheap, she brought some land here and just was sitting on it for a long time. And now, then she retired, and she moved here with her husband, and this is my connection. And for me, I was in Europe during COVID, and I got so depressed, and I was like always thinking about Thailand, because I used to come here for holidays all the time. And every time I came here was like, at the beginning was like a few weeks, and I stayed for a month or 2 months, and I thought like, F it, I'm just gonna move to Thailand. I have the passport. I speak Thai. It's time to
Better for you.
I know I've been to so many places, man, but Thailand is still the best.
Yeah.
It's still the best.
And is your partner Thai or from Germany?
From Germany. She lives on the island as well.
Okay.
But she's also German.
Yeah, and then what are we looking at today then? So here we are, and it's called Good Life, right?
Good times.
Good Times Resort.
For example, we have the Clover House, which is a teak wooden house. The wood is antique from close to Ayutthaya. They brought it to the island, and at the moment there's people staying inside.
Yeah. And how much is something like this one here?
This is 2.6 million baht.
2.6. It's got one bedroom.
One bedroom, and nice terrace. You have this small garden plot around here. This plot here as well. So the plot extends to this. So if somebody would buy this house and a neighbor house, the owner would give this land for free, because you can't develop this. So you can have a garden here.
I heard that one of the downsides of being more inland is the mosquitoes on the island, whereas you don't have this problem in the seafront.
I think this is a problem in Thailand.
Just in general, yeah.
Yeah, the mosquitoes. Yeah. For me, it's not a problem. I do not get bitten anymore. I don't know how it's with you, but after like a few months in Thailand, I just do not get bitten.
And what about your right to build on the plot? As soon as you have this plot, do you have the right to do what you want, or you actually have to fall within certain restrictions?
You follow the normal restrictions on the island, which are reasonable, like do not build a skyscraper.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
Something like this. You cannot have basements. Yeah, stuff like this. Yeah.
What if you wanted to do an enclosed pool villa?
Enclosed pool villa. You could do it.
You could do it. Yeah. There's nobody going to say, this is because you're on a complex.
No, you can do whatever you want. If it's yours, it's yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So this property here is also available on Koh Mak. You're actually quite near the pier where you arrive.
Yes.
So what are the details behind this one?
It's a 2-bedroom sea view villa. What's special here is like all the prices for the sea view properties are quite high. Here you get the house and the sea view for even a lower price. Reason is the owner does not want to take care of this. So for this, if you put in some work, you could really like make it like a dream house. Right now it's built like quite simple. The walls are solid, the roof is solid, no leaking. But I would say the interior and the style needs a little touch up.
Yep. And how much is this on for?
It's 4.5 million.
4.5 million. And this is built on a hill. Any risk of like mudslide, anything like that around here?
No.
It's pretty good, yeah?
Yeah. There's a lot of vegetation up there, so quite old jungle land, which is good, so no mudslides. If somebody would cut down trees up there, it'd be a problem, but since it's part of your land, it won't happen.
And you also have a number of developments on here, huh? We've just been past a number of projects that you have. You have a restaurant.
I have a pop-up restaurant.
Yeah.
First one on the island. So it's only open a few times per week, and it's only one cuisine on the menu. That's the Blue House. The second one is the Ball Cafe, which is a typical cafe. We make our own bread, try to make it healthy, and everything like by ourselves from scratch. And then now I'm with my partner. We're building a massage school with Non. She's quite famous, and she's getting into the age where she wants to teach her craft. So she needs a bigger place.
So looking to the future of Comac, how do you think it's going to go down? Do you think it's going to be a lot of development going on, or?
A lot of people are going to come here to live here longer, because coming here as a holiday destination is not sustainable. It's also not sustainable for us on the island to be dependent on the season all the time. So we'd rather prefer people here who stay longer and also bring the revenue in the low season, I'd say long-term residents or permanent residents. And at the moment, we are highly pushing this. We already have the people. We're trying to find good spots for them to build a dream home on the island. And I think 40 or 50 houses could be happening soon. And that would be amazing for the island. If we have the people staying here all over the year, would be amazing. Or even half the year would be great.
Once they're vetted and you've chosen the right ones, right?
It's quite simple. If you come to the island and you love the island, fall in love with the island, it's already a match. There's a certain type of people fall in love with the island. A certain type of people just get bored here or don't like it. It's too small. It's too much community. There's not a much for touristy things like banana boats, jet skis, lady bars. We don't have this here. So if you like these things, you have to go somewhere else. If you hate these things, you're pretty much welcome.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Arthur, for talking to me today. It's been good to get somebody on the ground, your insight. I'm going to leave your contact details below for anybody that'd like to reach out to you and, ask any questions about Comac. So thanks a lot, Arthur.
Thanks, Ryan.
So in final consideration and looking around at what is available, obviously there are a number of pitfalls as well that you can fall into. Some of this includes what you're going to do with the property while you're not there and you're not staying there for the 4 or 5 weeks a year that you might spend there. Are you going to Airbnb it? Are you going to be able to get enough customers for that? Is there going to be somebody to take care of that for you? And how reliable is that person? Something that I have heard from people that are in this sort of business is the number one thing they find difficult is somebody to take care of the Airbnb, check people in, check people out, keep it clean and whatnot. So there is that element of it as well. There's also the capital expenditure. So if you are uber wealthy, then you really don't care. It's not a lot of money to you. It's a small percentage of your total net worth, no problem. But if you really want to put the capital to work and you need it to put the capital to work, it would be better to, in my opinion, be in Bitcoin or in the market rather than it sitting in an asset that may go up slowly with time. But something tells me that the pricing here on Comac is somewhat reflecting the pricing in Koh Chang. It is pricing itself as semi-equivalent. And why not? It's a beautiful tourist destination. And many people come here because it's not developed the way Koh Chang is. They want a more exclusive island, and the property prices may be reflecting that exclusivity. Since the evacuation with the border incident with Cambodia as well, we had discussed perhaps getting a condo up in Chiang Mai or some area, just to have a property where you could go in case of evacuation, so you didn't have to rely on friends or hotels. And we did look at some. They didn't have to be central as well because it's not really a holiday home. And we did look at some, and we came to a similar conclusion in that in Thailand, you can quite easily get a place to rent. If you're not picky as well, you can get a very cheap place to rent for a month. And that small rental expenditure, it just makes more sense than making a large capital investment and tying up your capital and having a potential, headaches, maybe something you can't sell down the line. It sometimes makes more sense to just rent. And I think in this case as well with Comac and doing this little thought experiment, it makes more sense to just rent a hotel, stay in a hotel, rent a place. Of course, then you have the luxury of being able to move. If you get bored of one area, you can go to another area. If you get bored of the island completely, you can go to another island. All in all, it's been a bit of fun to explore and to look at what is available, but I think we're going to just stick with what we're doing and keep in the hotels and staying in rentals for now. Maybe something will change in the future. Of course, I'll let you know on this channel.